welcome to this week's episode of Urban Legend, the super underground podcast that bangs in your face with all of the hottest new and old urban legends around. It's the largest on the internet by volume. You can take that to the bank. I'm one of your hosts, Chris Flynn, and with me, as always, is my co-host, Mr.
Neil Herbert. That was a very energetic.
Thanks very much.
Intro.
I was channeling problematic ex Radio 1 DJ Tim Westwood.
Oh, okay. You put a bomb on it. Nice.
Yeah, I dropped the bomb on that.
That's it. Yeah.
How have you been getting on?
Ute slang.
Yeah, the Ute speak, London Ute speak.
Yeah, it's good.
How are you getting on, Neil?
You know what? Because I'm doing all right. Because I was having a bit of trouble with my back.
Oh yeah, and your sack.
Yeah, well,
Lee said about your crack.
Lee said about the crack, the better. Yeah. There's such a thing as too much bleach, Chris. That's all I'll say.
Really?
Okay. Dunk it. Yeah.
I wouldn't have thought so. Yeah, but you were drinking it, and
well, yeah.
It's not how you meant to clean that out, Neil.
Well, I figured it'd come out,
Yeah, no, I understand. No, I would think
it's logic, isn't it? It's pure logic.
Because it will clean out all the other bits as well. Like that's really good.
Yeah, you would think. Yeah.
That's what you do when
you're
get
rid of COVID, isn't it?
It's not only COVID, but it's like when you're unblocking a sink, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
You put it in, it'll go through.
Effectively a set of pipes, aren't they?
Yeah, it's a set of pipes. I mean, I've come up with. I've had some terrible times using a power washer, but you live and learn. So
that's what I told the doctor. He didn't seem very impressed.
So we're not going to talk about your sack or crack, but how's your back?
Yeah, no, doing much better. Because
is it? Have you been doing Pilates?
Well, no, it's these. You see these shoes I'm wearing? Look at these, Chris.
Oh, they're nice.
They're good, aren't they?
Yeah, they're unusual. What are they?
They're my Canterbury shoes.
Canterbury shoes.
You know heard of these? Because
I heard
they
something
support
about
the arches.
Yeah.
So that's
yeah,
supporting my back. But also,
really
they've got that classic kind of look. So
that's really nice.
You don't want to wear Stan Smiths or whatever these days because some Tory MP is going to be.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I think I think I heard Rod Stewart talking about them.
Would surprise me.
Yeah, I mean, I
they're
think
a bit of a secret, but if you know, you know. Do you know what I mean?
They cost a pretty penny, though, don't they?
Well,
but if it's sorted your back out,
well, spinal health. How much you want to invest in that?
I mean,
but also, they will lifetime guarantee, Chris.
Really, that's really good. I might have to look at getting them. Do they do them in my size? Do you know?
Yeah, they do them in monster size.
Oh, good.
Yeah, they do Frankenstein ones.
Oh, good.
I think there's a more robust rigging that goes around.
Yeah, I would have thought so. Yeah, more kind of sort of stitching two together. Because I get terrible shin splints when I have to walk. Yeah. So I need good arch support. And so you're saying these are where to go with that?
Oh, that's what I'd do. Yeah.
Oh, fantastic, Neil. No, I'll definitely give them a look. Outside, has that been the main thrust of your week, or
just picking up a new pair of shoes.
Okay.
I mean, I'm very much a gentleman of leisure these days, Chris.
Yeah. I mean, working, buying shoes,
9 to 5, buying shoes.
Yeah,
it's not much leisure, is it? But there you go.
It's it's the Protestant work ethic leather.
I'd feel very hollow morally if I didn't.
Yeah, well, I am actually a man of leisure because, as we all know, I'm still finding work, but got a few irons in the fire. So,
are you part of Rishi Sunak's sick note culture? Is that what's going on?
No, I'm part of Rishi Sunak's there's no decent jobs around fucking culture because you fuck the country. No, I'm part of that culture, and no one's going to be investing until there's an election. So no, it's a different.
Could be one in July, Chris.
That'd be nice.
Or he's just using that as a threat to stay off his backbenchers.
Another threat, yeah.
Hilarious.
Yeah. Well,
how much longer this Feed the Dream is going to go on for?
Oh, I don't know.
Year, I imagine.
It's tiring, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, Neil, you know how we, within the written constitution, which we did when we came up with this podcast.
Yeah. Got to have a written constitution.
Yeah, certain rules. It can never be changed, no matter how circumstances change.
No.
But if you remember, one of the things was every year we will do a haunted doll, and we're on our 3rd year, so we're going to do a haunted doll episode.
I'd say it seemed like a good idea at the time, but it didn't. I just didn't care.
No, there was drinking involved.
We drinking quite heavily. I think drain cleaner abuse again.
It was actually when I read back on that constitution that I decided that I needed to stop drinking.
But yeah, that's what.
Yeah,
that was bottom.
Yeah, ironically, you actually.
I'm still searching. I'm still.
Yeah, you can actually start drinking
that
more.
Barrel, trying to figure out whether or not I've landed.
You go one or two ways. You either decide to stop, or you go. This is interesting. I wonder how far I can push it.
Yeah,
it's down at this point. Yeah. But what I will say is that the further along you go down the magical journey, looking at haunted dolls, the
more interesting it gets.
The thinner the articles get,
because there are plenty of them, aren't there?
There are loads of them, but people kind of just go, yeah, it's haunted, and then that's it. There isn't a lot about it. So, because obviously, with the king of them all, our best friend, Robert the Doll,
he's
plenty on him.
Listen to that previous episode.
Annabelle was the one we did last year in Canada with a smashed up face.
Annabelle.
Yeah, so there was that one, and that had a bit about it.
I'm sure there's another famous one. The Warrens might have been involved. Maybe that was Annabelle.
I think that was Annabelle.
Yeah, they're all pretty similar, aren't they? It's this whole thing where it's like, olden times toys look a bit creepy.
Yeah, and also, they've got dead spirits in them, obviously.
Yeah, and they're possessed by the devil.
So,
their child.
So, just to warn listeners, it might not be a normal length episode. We'll see how it goes. But no, I would like
next year we actually need to make up our own urban legend about possessed.
I mean, who's to say that every single one we've done so far hasn't been made up?
Yeah, burn it past.
Yeah, it's true. Unless you're doing your own research, you're never going to know. Don't trust us. Trust your gut. Trust your gut. Yeah. Hey, he used to be the best dressed man, and they said he was from Queens. He wasn't. He was from Yonkers. So Neil, also in the Constitution is a provision for this. So I would like to activate episode padding. So
we've never used that before.
Never used it before. It's normally right in the money. So Neil, do you remember? I'm trying to introduce, because I'm trying to get a job as a game show host.
Yeah.
This quiz, is it real or is it fake? So So I'd like to play that with you now Neil.
Okay.
So I'm going to go through 5 things, and you have to let me know is it real or is it fake. Okay.
There you go, listeners. There's an extra treat for you.
So
say treat.
Neil, is it real or is it fake? The lost city of Flontar.
Fake.
Is it real or is it fake? Buttermilk.
Real.
Is it real or is it fake? Remote viewing.
Fake.
Is it real or is it fake? The language of Esperanto.
Real.
Finally, is it real or is it fake? Tardigrades.
Oh, repeat that one. Tardigrades.
Tardigrades.
Real.
So, Neil, you've done quite well. 80%. Okay. Got one wrong, which was the underwater city of Flontar, which is Will. Yeah, it's very, very much Will, very much still inhabited, very much behind a lot of the things around the world which don't seem right at the moment.
How are property prices there?
Higher than Brighton, if you could imagine.
What?
Yeah, but wages are a lot higher.
Oh well, there you go. Swings
and there are social, but taxes are. There are social democracy. It's very, very much like
we've got a nice West Pier.
It's very much like Norway in that sense. So Neil, as you know, you don't win anything by playing this, but if you get
metaphorically or literally,
but if you get stuff wrong, then you do lose something. So I will be round when we've stopped recording, and I'm gonna just take something. Okay. Good stuff. So Neil, as you know, you might have heard, I'm a bit of a TV aficionado. What are you drinking there? Can of Rio?
Pineapple and passion fruit.
Rio?
No, it's an M&S
Oh,
sparkling water thing.
ooh, get you. Doing all right, aren't you?
Can't complain.
So,
which is what I frequently do.
Yeah, you're always complaining.
Yeah. Get used to it.
It's because you're secretly middle class.
Yeah.
So, yeah, TV shows now. So I just wanted to talk to you about a TV show I've been watching recently. I think a lot of people are watching it. And it's called Three Body Problem, and it's on Netflix.
I have heard of it, watched it, and read the books.
Yeah, so you'll know that it's what it's about. It's about a throuple.
Yeah.
Played by Julia Dreyfus.
Yeah.
Mickey Rourke.
Yeah.
And a hologram of deceased footballer Pele. Because it's based on Pele's best-selling trilogy of books about his sexual encounters. I think it's called the Keeping It Up trilogy.
Yeah.
And they're called Pele's Past, Dark Forest, and Pele's End.
Yeah.
And it's all so if you read the book, it's set in Sao Paulo and Rio de Janeiro, right? But for the American audience, they've set it in late 50s, early 60s Las Vegas, the kind of Rat Pack thing. Yeah, and it's kind of this throuple, and it's kind of the intricate spider's web of emotions and jealousies and stuff between them, whilst they're also kind of keeping it quiet because, you know, it's still quite puritanical at that point. But they think in Vegas they could probably get away with it. But I mean, it's got
Sin City.
Yeah, Sin City. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. But it's got I mean, it's got a lot of very sort of kinetic and sort of violent sex scenes in it. So
I was going to say, yeah, I assume Pele gets it out.
Almost, yeah. I mean, a lot. It's actually
it's constantly on display.
Apparently, I read an article in my copy of the Daily Mail, which I have delivered every day, and apparently it has the most full frontal male nudity of any TV show ever produced, and they were obviously decrying that. But you know, there's plenty
breaking boundaries.
Plenty of female nudity, isn't there? I don't mind that. So exactly. You know, it's double standards. But I'm about 3 episodes in. I'm really enjoying it. For some reasons, there's some bits in kind of in like a listening station in Maoist China, but I don't know how that kind of links in with it yet. But no, I'm enjoying it. Did you enjoy? So you've read the books, so you know, it's worth carrying on watching.
Not as good as the books, unfortunately, but that is worth carrying on. I mean, I don't know. Have you got to the bit yet where what's his face? Who's the second guy? I've forgotten his name.
Mickey Rourke.
Mickey Rourke, that's it. Yeah, where he's like jerking off in a favela.
Yeah, well, it's not in a favela though. It's how they've done it is they've done it in
it was green screen, but because it was
but it's a trailer park. Because they've moved it.
It was an outtake from one of those Expendables films.
All right, so they just got. He said, look, I know you're not necessarily wanting to sign me for this, and I can understand why, because I could be difficult to work with, but I've got
some scissor reel. You're going to want to.
I've got, I would say, maybe an hour and a half of me doing sexual acts, unscripted, improvised, unasked for during the Expendables movie. So that might save you some budget. You can just cut those in, you know. So yeah, that's how he got the role. Yeah. So no, that I haven't seen that yet, but I'm looking. I tell you what, Neil, I'm looking forward to it.
Heartbreaking, but surprisingly erotic.
It's heartbreaking, is it?
Yeah.
watching a melting man cry and masturbate. Well, you know, I'll get the box of tissues ready, I guess.
For multiple reasons.
So let's that's all the filler I've got.
Yeah, that's it. We might as well get it over with.
So we're going to be talking about a doll
A haunted doll.
in Australia.
Oh, okay, in Australia. Whereabouts in Australia we're rocking up?
It's one of their hilariously or differently named towns called Wagga Wagga. And the doll is known as Letta, short for Letter Me Out. And I'm going to read a couple of articles.
Sounds surprisingly fake thus far.
It's
Letter
not
Me
fake.
Out?
Yeah.
Really?
We'll find it. Maybe it's
Okay.
like a ghost going, let me out, let me out.
Right.
And this is from pedestrian.tv. It's exciting sounding, isn't it?
That's good, isn't it? I like my TV pedestrian.
Yeah, I like my TV like I like my life pedestrian.
Yeah.
So, the article is Meet Letter Me Out, an extremely haunted doll, 200 years old from Wagga. And it's by Melissa Mason, published 7th September 2018.
So immediately, like I'm interested to 200 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to have to look at a picture.
Look him up because he reminds me of...
How are we spelling letter? L-E-T-T-E?
A.
T-T-A.
Yeah. So he's got this kind of gorgeous, like kind of long centre parting.
Blimey. That's just, there's got a load of images kind of. There's one that looks like something out of one of the. This one, Amy's Crypt. Letter Me Out. Oh, hello, yeah.
Yeah, so he's interesting.
Looks a bit sort of Punch and Judy with long hair.
Looks a bit
sort of goth Punch, I would say.
I reckon he looks a little bit like lovely little Mark Owen from Take That.
He's got a little bit of that going on. I think he's a much bigger Punch style nose.
Yeah, bigger nose,
big
but apart from that,
yeah,
same sort of dead eyes.
Oh yeah, same haunted dead eyes. Yeah.
I mean, but if you were in a band with Gary Barlow,
yeah, I mean that would. If you've seen what Gary's been up to,
what's he been up to?
Well, we don't know, do we?
Apart from avoiding tax,
yeah,
and being very vocal about supporting the Tories.
Not quite right. Help them avoid tax.
Yeah, I mean, the two tend to go hand in hand.
In fairness.
In fairness, are you going to add A to the bottom of every word now?
I'm being inspired by Letta the Doll.
So, hello, it's me, PTV's resident haunted doll editor. I gave myself that title because I refuse to let anyone else write about cursed dolls and supernatural stuff. Feel free to revisit some of my finest work here and here. Hyperlinks. And today we have our very own Australian cursed doll, a haunted little marionette, if you will. And its name is Let Me Out.
Got lovely, a bit like a puppet. I don't know.
Have you seen the full length one of him? He's got
got a picture of him sat on this lady's lap.
Can you see his shoes? They look a bit. Do they look a bit like Canterbury shoes?
Yeah, he's got those like little. So he's got like sort of stockings on, hasn't he? Or they're just like painted in white.
No, he's got gorgeous high. You know, he's dressed like a 200-year-old.
Yeah, no, exactly. When they have that kind of
nice high football socks.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, weird little shoes.
So, Letter Me Out has actually been a thing for years and years. And here's some interesting video footage from 2002, for example. So, I can't look at that. But since I've never heard of him, I decided no one else has either, because I am nothing if not completely self-involved. This is a spicy little article, isn't it?
I was going to tell you what, they're coming out hot, aren't they?
Letter Me Out was originally found underneath a house in Wagga Wagga, as all good haunted dolls are found. This was 46 years ago. An owner, Kerry Walton, apparently, according to Listverse, who gives absolutely no citation as to where they discovered this information, named the doll Letta Me Out because of its apparent European gypsy heritage. Let me out.
I feel like we might be wading into uncomfortable territory here.
So she thought it was an Italian. So gypsy's not Italian, but so that's why I was let me out.
Yeah, like Romany people, isn't it? If they...
Well, yeah, that's right, exactly. Harry was given the name Letta or Letta due to his European gypsy heritage, or because the doll occasionally screams, "Let me out." This really ties in with my imaginary scenario of Let Me Out wandering the halls of Kerry's home, whispering, "Let me out, let me out." Kerry now lives in Warwick, Queensland, and still has Let Me Out, who is apparently still on his bullshit. It's really weird, Artie.
They're clearly not buying it.
No. I reckon he walks in the night time. We came in here as a new house, and I've never heard so many strange things in my life, he told Warwick Daily News. He reckons house objects often shift overnight, that the doll has actually moved in front of people, and that there are scuff marks around his house.
Well, how does he know this isn't just unrelated poltergeist activity?
Well, I guess if you didn't have a poltergeist, and then you get the doll and you do have a poltergeist.
You're putting two and two together. Possibly making fly.
Correlation, not always causation, Neil.
No,
but I think, I think even an arch scientific mind like yours, sharp as a tack. Yeah, sure, you'd say, well, it doesn't...
further investigation.
It doesn't prove it, but Occam's razor, maybe...
True.
Maybe these two are related. and I, Neil Biscuit Herbert, will hunt down evidence on this till the very day I die.
Yep.
That's the kind of thing you say, isn't it?
Or give up by about 3.
Or give up,
yeah.
Or stick on the PlayStation.
Yeah.
So, scuff marks, like the doll-size shoe scuffs on the floor. Why is Kerry so chill about this? Kerry reckons the doll was owned by a ye-old child who drowned, and after this happened during an interview with a psychic. So he had a little chat. My doll's haunted. I better call a psychic.
I don't worry. It's just the soul of a drowned child.
So
don't feed it after midnight.
A clock fell off the wall when she was doing the interview, and when she was telling us about the kid that drowned, he moved in her lap. Okay. So, Let Me Out has its own Facebook page. If you feel like inviting his demon into your daily life. Oh, and he writes there in the first person.
I mean, if you've gone on Facebook, you kind of signed up for.
I have just some of his posts. I have enjoyed reading fan mail, and I look forward to replying to every email. Sleep well.
Oh, he's a cheeky one.
I had a visitor by the name of Chris Sun drop in yesterday to have a chat. I wonder what we spoke about. All will be revealed in time. Sleep well.
See, I wonder, has he got his own Twitter account, and is he going to give us a tweet?
Don't know.
We got a link, didn't we, from Robert the Doll? His Twitter account.
Robert the Doll, or one of his handlers, one of his publicity team, did retweet our episode on him without listening to it.
Yeah, clearly.
He also recently created an Instagram account. These pictures seem to be devoid of caption.
He's quite the little social media fan. He's got
he's got
Twitch
TikTok. Yeah, he's on Twitch. Yeah, he plays Valorant, like every other cunt.
Don't know. I've never got into Twitch.
So, if you're a complete psychopath or void of your normal, get the hell out of their brain cells, you can actually go and meet Let Me Out. He does appearances around the country on request. Follow his Instagram for updates. You can see Let Me Out or nicks, but if you want a pick, it'll cost you 5 buckaroonies.
So I like this. They're actually making a bit of money out of him.
Yeah, nice one.
All right as well. And that's reasonable, isn't it? $5.
$5 buckaroo. Yeah, well, the Australian.
Well, $5 Australian as well. That's just like a couple of quid, isn't it?
A couple of quid. Yeah, not too much at all. So
reasonable.
So I'm going to read another article now from amyscrypt.com. And I think it's someone called Amy who writes about spooky stuff.
Oh, I'm on this now. Yeah, go on then.
So, Letta Me Out, one of the world's most haunted dolls. And in the picture at the top, Amy has done a very convincing pose of also looking like quite a haunted doll.
Oh, yeah. I don't know whether this is trying to look scared or trying to look like a haunted doll. Either way works.
She's got one of those haunted doll faces.
Yeah, faces, yeah.
So, Letta Me Out is well known amongst the paranormal community, as well as being one of the most haunted dolls in the world. The doll, which currently resides in Australia, just currently though,
soon be on world tour.
Just could, if you got the money,
yeah. Well, I think $5 a pop. Imagine what he'd make in New York.
Oh, yeah, I know that.
The big
Wagga certainly isn't charging New York prices.
No.
I think Wagga Wagga's where my uncle lived for a bit when he was out there, because it's
I've never heard of it.
Just north of Sydney.
Yeah, okay.
Like a suburb.
Yeah, okay.
So the doll is surrounded by quite a bit of mystery. While the doll sports exaggerated facial features, giving it a wicked look that is often off-putting to many, the haunted doll may not be as bad as its evil appearance suggests.
I mean, I'll be honest, it doesn't... Again, it just looks like a kind of punch and jig. It doesn't look particularly demonic to me.
That picture of him there makes him look like he's literally like he's constipated.
Yeah.
Trying to, he's not had enough fibre.
I mean, they're never that scary, do you know what I mean? But it doesn't...
I don't know, the Annabelle one was quite scary because it had a all cracked face and stuff.
Okay, yeah.
So, Letta's story can be traced back to the small town of Wagga Wagga.
Good condition, 200 years old.
Well, I mean, there's literally
nothing. Don't make him like that anymore, Chris.
There's nothing to suggest it's 200 years old, is there? The guys just said
read on. They got experts in, apparently.
Oh, okay. In rural New South Wales, Australia, it was here during the 1970s that a young man by the name of Kerry Walton decided to explore an abandoned house with his brother. The two men had always been inquisitive over the property, having heard countless stories of it being a haunted house as a kid. It was within this house that Kerry was to make the shock discovery.
Underneath by a 200-year-old doll. I mean, that's a twist. It's not a good twist, but it's a twist.
Yeah. Underneath the floors of the decaying property, he spotted something sinister, which at first glance looked to be the body of a dead child. Unfortunately, upon closer inspection, Kerry had discovered a strange doll.
However, the ritual could not be completed because it's just a doll.
Oh, no, mate. So Kerry felt compelled to rescue the doll from beneath the house. And it was on the long drive home to Brisbane that these brothers were to dub the doll Letta Me Out, after making jokes that the doll appeared to be moving within the sack he was being transported inside. Oh, so they CIA'd him. took him to a black site.
Normal youngsters, aren't they?
Yeah, sack him up.
Spend the afternoon digging around a filthy basement of an abandoned building, and then
well, we've heard there might be a dead child there.
Waterboard a doll,
and then chuckle about his cries of anguish.
Yeah, good stuff.
So Kerry's family were understandably apprehensive towards the doll, which was first brought to the home. Yet it was this strange activity to follow Neil that had them unsettled.
Ooh.
It is said that Letta Me Out doll would move around of its own.
Sorry, that is such a fucking stupid name.
Listen, I know, and it's I can't be bothered saying it so many times either.
Just call him Frank.
Yeah,
it's not very haunted, but
yeah,
Frank Butcher doll. There you go.
Frank Butcher.
Like EastEnders.
Oh, right.
I tell you what, boys, you want to be letting me out. I'll give you 5. I'll count at 5. I'll be letting myself fucking out. Go through you.
This could go one of two, gentlemen. This can go one of two ways. I have a blue note. I have 2 blue notes in my top pocket, one for each of you. That's the good way this can go. In my other pocket, I have a knuckle duster. That's the other way this could go for you. You have 5 seconds to make up your minds.
One way or the other.
It could be a trip to the sweet shop with a crisp blue note, or it could be a trip
To the top, sir.
to St. Thomas's with a crisp fistful of teeth. So, with strange scuff marks apparently left from the doll's shoes were found around the house each morning. In addition, some people had an aversion to the doll's presence, feeling sick, faint, overcome with emotion when the doll was around.
Walla Walla's a very kind of theatrical town.
Oh,
My words.
well, that's probably why my uncle went there, because he's an actor.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, there you go.
yeah.
More potholes.
Oh, well, a bit tired.
It's a tale of misery.
What has become of Wagga Wagga? Nearly a grease paint shop left open. The economy. So, animals, namely dogs, would act strange around a doll too, trying to bite and attack it. A dog would do that with any doll, I think. Or one that, if humans are acting weird towards it, and dogs pick up on that, don't they?
Yeah, no, they do.
Yeah.
You know, apparently everyone around it's throwing up. Dogs will eat anything wooden, won't they?
That's too much of the Victoria bitter, or as I like to call it, the hangover juice. The
That's
dark.
a bit of VB, mate.
No, 24 kids of warm VB last night. Oh, this doll's making me throw up. Yes, Victoria bitter. It certainly is. That's my advertising.
Is
for
it actually bitter?
It's a car, yeah. But it's kind of like John Smith's bitter.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'm just surprised.
Like a Patterson mild.
One would assume it was more lager in Australia.
No, it's not. No, they drink moody shit.
Interesting.
No, they sometimes do half and half. They're like half lager, half bitter. Yeah. And I think I've mentioned it before on the podcast, but like the thing's called pokies in Australia. So they're like bars, your local bar.
Yeah.
Like your local pub. Will have half of it will be like the pub bit, and the other half will be like a bookies.
Yeah.
So you can get all nice and pissed up and put all your money on horse races or whatever.
Well, it's a little bit like, I mean, not quite the same, but like in Ireland, like rural pubs, you do it. They could be like a post office and what have you as well. Or sell some food.
I'm talking about like in Sydney.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah, I was staying with some people in Meadowbank. And so it's kind of like it's suburban, but like the kind of bit where the shops were. Like I went to go and have a pint because I was bored.
Yeah. And
went in and was like, the fuck's going on? Like, and half of it's just like
a tenner on the GGs.
Yeah, like it's got like the proper kind of like there's people like the proper counter, like a proper Ladbrokes or something. Yeah, it's funny.
Blimey.
But you can get meat pies like on every pretty much every street. Good. So that is pretty good. So yeah, Australia, country of contrasts.
Yeah, good luck to
them. So because so many strange occurrences had happened surrounding the Frank Butcher doll, his new owners became curious as to what they could learn about the mysterious child's toy.
Mm-hmm.
To their surprise, experts were able to date the doll to around 200 years ago.
There you go, see?
By analysing some of the nails held under the doll's feet, the DNA.
Yeah.
I've analysed some of the skin under the nails. It was also speculated that the doll had been, I mean, if 200 years, did Australia exist 200 years ago?
I mean, it's literally, I think, was it...
Captain Cook made this doll.
I think it was Captain Cook rocked up.
Right.
I think it literally, it didn't have its bicentenary in like 88 or something like that.
Right. Okay.
So yeah, it's just over 200 years old, literally.
Oh, so it's probably brought with them.
Yeah, Captain Cook probably brought it across. It was probably Captain Cook or Captain Cook's son.
Lonely Nights on the poop deck. It was also speculated that the doll had been handcrafted somewhere in Eastern Europe, likely Romania.
You'd need to be like a rich captain, like, I don't know, Captain Cook to afford something like that. A full head of Romany hair as well.
Judging by the doll's gypsy-like appearance.
So it's a bit...
Yeah, all right, lads.
Okay.
Reel it in. I mean, I've seen plenty of British women who look very much like Frank
I've
Butcher
never
the doll.
seen a human being with facial proportions exactly like that.
And the proportions are exaggerated.
It's mildly caricatured, isn't it? You know.
Yeah, of course. Because hey, Neil, it's a bit of fun. Yeah, it's not meant to be anatomically correct. Yeah. Interestingly, the doll even has a full head of human hair.
Yeah, there you go.
In addition, the doll was taken to a psychic for analysis. 2 words which I never thought would be in the same sentence.
Jim, you tell me if it's haunted.
Right, we need this analysed.
But hang on a second, Chris.
Take it to Uri Geller.
I hope they went to more than one psychic to get it verified properly.
I hope so, Neil, as well. But I feel like you know more about this than me because you probably
read ahead. I've read ahead of the paragraph, yeah.
Yeah, because you don't bother listening to me.
Yeah, well.
So, the psychic came up with some compelling information / evidence. I'm going to add evidence.
Yeah.
Which has been reiterated by other psychics throughout the years.
Oh, good. I'm glad it got...
Nice.
Yeah. Well, it's fact then, isn't it?
How many data points do you want?
Yeah.
Yeah,
literally 4 psychics all agree this is a haunted.
I understand you're a skeptic, right? And I think that's smart, right? Because the scientific method has been proven quite useful, right?
If you keep being closed-minded, there's a point at which it just becomes ignorance.
Look, there's a difference between being a skeptic and being a cynic, okay? And you're falling on the wrong side of that, my friend.
Oh, damn it! Look, I didn't want to believe in haunted dolls either. We've got to face the reality here.
Look.
I mean, look at it's clearly gypsy.
How am I going to tell my child that haunted dolls exist?
Look at those tiny little scuff marks on the floor.
You think I'm not in the middle of having
What do you think created that? Children?
You think I'm not in the middle of having ontological shock? I am. My world's been turned upside down. But I can't deny the science. Look,
this could be a cure for hauntings. We can't afford to investigate all the avenues.
Like we banged on about in the first series many moons ago about using ghosts as a form of green energy.
Yeah. Perhaps straight into the hellmouth. Beautiful.
This haunted doll could be
unlimited energy. This
could be Australia's answer to the atom bomb. This could really.
So you build a new passage? Nah, mate, we just got a haunted doll.
We've got a haunted doll.
Just goes on that fucking treadmill all day, likes it.
It's got all the energy of the afterlife.
It was all Walla.
We're trying to find more. Like everyone's looking under their houses now. See if they can find themselves a haunted doll. So, it's said the doll is actually inhabited by the spirit of a young boy who died a long time ago from drowning.
Fair enough.
It's also speculated that the doll may have been created in this boy's likeness. Kerry was even...
Clearly drowned himself.
Huh?
Clearly drowned himself.
What, the boy?
Yeah.
So that he could be immortal. Yeah. Interesting, because there's a lot of people who are kind of chasing immortality. Maybe the way to do it is have a effigy of yourself carved out of wood and then drown yourself and haunt that.
It worked for Chucky, didn't it?
Worked for Chucky, worked for Elon Musk.
Yeah. Yeah, it's clearly a haunted remnant of him. That's clearly some kind of tulpa.
Yeah, I mean, it's
That can't be a human being, can it?
No,
That's what the hair's growing back. It's not overpriced cosmetic surgery.
It's the uncanny. It's the uncanniness, isn't it? Yeah. That tells you.
It's when his head starts to twist around like in that Jacob's Ladder movie. That's a tip off. I know people think that's just not even thinking really hard and doing something genius, but
I mean, it was when he dislocated his jaw and swallowed that elephant whole that I started to question. I started asking questions. The people just applauded, and his stock price went up. It's really weird.
Strange word.
So Kerry was allegedly told that he would never be separated from the doll. This was put to the test when the opportunity to Frank Butcher doll arose. Yet Kerry couldn't bring herself to part with the doll. Fact, science, Neil. Science after science after science. So today, Frank Butcher doll has become.
I mean, it didn't say how much they offered him.
No,
it's like $5. It's like,
no, I'll get $5 a photo, mate.
Yeah.
You trying to fucking yank my chain? Get out of here.
But at least 15.
I mean,
mate, not that much. Terrible. Australian accent's got even worse over the years.
I mean, there's not a lot of call for photos with it, but you know.
Yeah. Technically, he's only actually managed to sell it twice.
Today, Frank Butcher doll has become an integral part of Kerry's family. Though his haunted doll appears to look a little creepy, its sad backstory means that a doll may just be inhabited by an innocent child spirit. The doll is believed to be good-natured and even to bring luck to those who come into contact with it. Just one reason why Amy was excited to meet the doll for herself.
I mean, I will say, Chris, if
there's a picture of her with the doll there.
She looks quite happy, doesn't she?
The doll looks happy as well at that angle.
It kind of does, doesn't it? Yeah.
They're quite a nice couple, really.
It's probably its best angle, do you know what I mean? But, I'll say, though, if there is an afterlife, being trapped inside a wooden fucking doll, give it a miss, thanks.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. No, actually, I prefer that than nothing.
I'll take Annihilation over that, thanks.
So, Kerry tours and does occasional public appearances with Letta, where fans of the doll are able to meet and have their photo taken with one of the world's most haunted dolls. So, a Facebook page, blah, blah, blah. An added bonus for following Frank Butcher doll on social medias is that all posts are written by the doll in the first person. And if you're interested, do some other stuff. Thanks for reading, Amy. Thank you, Amy. I enjoyed that article. That was better than the first one. Hugs and kisses, Amy.
I like as well. She's got a signature, and it's like a spatter kind of blood thing.
Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah, it's been painted in black blood. And here,
the comments. Paul Prokop's got coming. He's got an interesting. The origins of Letta is from Romania. She was created by a gypsy who made the doll for his boy because he saw a doll similar like that at some rich family. So he kept crying that he wanted a doll as well. And when he died, they buried Letta with the boy. But after that doll was taken by another gypsy boy who eventually was killed by a horse when he tried to take the doll from the ground. And the doll was right behind the horse. Excuse me, there's not a lot of punctuation here. Not any punctuation here. So when he ran behind the horse, he was just kicked straight in the head and died. After some rich man from another country, he came in that village with his two daughters to see the traditional gypsies dancing, and his daughters heard about this doll, so they took it. But till to arrive in them country, them father died and these girls was never allowed to speak again. He replies, thanks for sharing the story, Paul.
I like the one by Greg Bolter, which just says, well done, site.
Yeah.
And Amy replies, thanks for reading and commenting, Greg.
I like the fact that she replies to all of the comments.
Yeah. Amy seems like a good one. So if you want to check her out, it's Amy's Crypt or Amy Script doll.com, and she is a world traveler and explorer of creepy locations. She visited some of the most famously haunted places around the world in search of evidence of the paranormal. And she has a YouTube. She has all of the stuff.
I mean, anyone who's still running a blog in this day and age, good luck to them. I mean, that's 2019, so I don't know if she's still running it, but let's have a look, see if we can find out the latest.
Maxie Smelzer says, thanks for all you're doing out there for all of us to enjoy. We appreciate your hard work and dedication to the trade. I can only live vicariously through you, Max. Thanks for the encouragement, Max.
And yeah, her latest blog was April 20th, 2024, so she's still cracking on with it.
Still plugging away.
Doesn't seem, maybe people aren't replying on the comments anymore. She has got a reply thing, so yeah, visit Amy's site.
Yeah, have a look. She is more dedicated.
Someone doing something slightly different on the internet, why not? Instead of just
and she's got 25,000.6 followers on the Instagram.
Well, there you go.
Doing all right, isn't she?
Not too shabby.
Well done, Amy. Cool. All right. Well, let's go through our scoring system. So, Neil, Frank Butcher the doll.
Screaming child agony.
Yeah.
Trapped inside a doll.
Drowned child.
Drowned child trapped in a doll for all eternity. That's quite spooky.
Yeah.
He seems to be living all right with his. I better tell you what, he's the young. Well, I suppose he's 200 years old now, so he's gotten used to it.
The young gypsy boy who's kicked in the head.
A lot more stoic than me. Well, yeah, possibly.
He's doing all right now, isn't he?
I don't know what that kind of Tarantino-esque gypsy murder fantasy was in that comment, but.
He's moved to Australia. A lot of people in the UK are trying to do that, aren't they?
Nice.
Kind of people see it as kind of vibrant, up and coming, energetic nation.
Yes.
Unlike our sort of stodgy, stuck in the past, crippled island of fear.
As long as you're prepared to give it a fair go, Chris.
What, the UK?
Fair go given to you. No, in Oz.
All right. Is that
I would imagine. That's what I suspect.
Sort of, yeah.
Don't know, really.
No. So, spookiness, Neil. Come on, score me.
6 out of 10. There you go.
6. So the doll is very
seems to be living his best life given the circumstances he's been dealt. But
so it's a tale of hope, really, isn't it?
Yeah. No matter how spooky your situation becomes, you can adjust.
Yeah, my job situation is quite spooky, as are my no savings left situation. That's true. What I'm thinking of doing, Neil, is carving a version of myself out of wood and drowning, and then I can live in the wooden. I could come and live with you then, can't I?
Yeah.
Can't do it. You wouldn't take me as a live person, but as a haunted doll.
If you can make it quite a small doll, that would be good.
I'm making it twice life size.
I fear this isn't happening.
So the doll itself is quite. I think if there was doll running around the house and scuff marks and stuff, I think it would be quite spooky, and everyone's
as
throwing
evidenced by Robert the Doll the movie, bizarrely set in Wales.
Apparently so.
Spooky stroke, quite amusing.
I don't know. Like it's different. So I think he's spooky, but he's also living his best life. But I think so I'm going to have to go. I'm just straight down the middle.
That's kind of why I went down the middle. Yeah,
King Solomon style.
I edged a little bit on.
Oh, did you?
Well, and that's about a kid getting chopped in half. Well, could have been, I suppose. Thanks to the wisdom of King Solomon.
Yeah.
Not to be.
Yeah, very wise not to chop a. I mean, really, that's. Well, God, this guy, he's got God in his head. He realised that you shouldn't chop a child in half. I'm sure he was the only one to have come up with that.
That's how he exposed the. I don't know what the other one's game was.
What?
Wasn't it because there were two women who were arguing with their kid or whatever it is? Oh, it's fine, I'll chop them in half. You could have a half each. And one was like, fair enough. He was like, no, fine, give him to her. Like, because you cared. He goes with you.
Right.
That was the story, I believe.
Yeah, well, I mean, what was that? What was the woman who agreed to have the child chopped in half?
I was going to say she played a very weak hand there.
Oh, excellent!
Fair enough. Half's better than nothing.
Yeah,
I don't remember this. There's probably.
Will you gut him as well?
I suspect there's much more to it. No, I don't know. Yeah,
sounds about right.
Sounds about right. No.
So believability. Doll exists. You can for $5 you can have your picture taken with him. He tours with
verified by many a psychic. Multiple psychics.
Tours with the Grateful Dead, apparently. opens for them very often.
Down the Cranker.
What?
Oh, I was reading about this. There's a pub called the Crown and Anchor. They call it the Cranker. It's very much the kind of vibe. You know, the amount of venues that get closed in Brighton. It's a similar thing. I think it's like a pub in Sydney. They want to turn it into a load of flats.
Oh,
and
right.
The proposal from the company is like, oh, well, it's fine because we'll just open a coffee shop somewhere. So that'll be the equivalent to this like famous venue that's been going for 50 years or whatever.
Yeah. It's just I mean, like,
I miss it when it's gone.
Yeah, I mean, will they though?
Well, no, to be fair, there's like thousands of people going out on the march with signs saying things like, don't be a wanker, don't shut the cranker.
Very nice. Very
Classic Aussie style. Good stuff.
That'd be a wanker, mate. So, do I believe it's haunted by a gypsy boy?
Clearly.
Yes, I do.
Yeah,
so
100%.
9 for me, Neil.
Yeah.
How about you?
Yeah, I mean, facts are facts, Chris. It's
there was a lot of facts in there. They've been to many psychics for analysis.
They've been to multiple psychics. They've analysed the nails under its little fingers. They've been tortured by Spetsnaz as well, apparently. Yeah, got to be. I'm going to give it a 10. It's stunning.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
Narrative premise, Neil.
I think you might fall down a little bit on this one. I mean, I believe I've come across the idea of a haunted doll more than once before. And this might have been one of the weaker entries in the canon. I think the twist I quite like is he's having a bit of fun.
Yeah, he's cheeky.
The other ones is more of a kind of malevolent thing, which he's just happy.
No, Robert the Doll's basically like
he's kind of cheeky boy, but then
he's like a minor saint. It's like people send,
depending on
people pray to him
as well, don't they?
Yeah, I know, like a minor saint. You can use saints for curses.
I suppose you could.
You just got to know how to word it.
Yeah. Disbelievers. Good. I'd sort them out.
Yeah.
Not me. I do loads of
Please strengthen my faith in you by giving that cunt a flat tire, stuff like that.
Yeah.
some Peter.
That's how it works.
That's how it works.
Yeah, no, it's going to fall down a little bit here. It's not got a massively compelling, but I like the fact that it's set in kind of like Australia. That it's not adding loads. 200 years old, that's not really narrative. No, there's not. There's just better ones out there. So I'm going to give it a 2.
2, yeah. Yeah, because Robert the Doll's story's a lot more interesting. I'm not sure Annabelle's was a lot more interesting. I think that was even less interesting. Yeah, it's just she was just found in a house.
Although they have that whole thing about like the wasn't it haunting that where they were keeping it in
the museum, yeah.
The museum, and there were tales of the staff getting spooked by it and stuff like that. So
yeah,
because the thing is, not really. I mean, just said, there's some scuff marks on the floor, and I don't know,
dogs being sick and that.
Yeah.
So I think the story's better than Annabelle's, just about.
Put a dog in it started barking.
I mean, you could really, if you discovered wink wink,
yeah.
which I might do because I'm low cash.
Yeah.
I might discover a haunted doll in a charity shop tomorrow. Actually.
Yeah. Well, like I said, let's turn this into our own one for next year.
Nothing
says we can't have our own urban legends.
If you put a bit of even a small bit of effort in, that you could like write a good backstory for a haunted doll, couldn't you? Right, rather than as found under a house, you could like say, it's passed down from generations. It survived the Great Famine or whatever. Do you know what I mean? You can
some tragedy, yeah.
So, I mean, I like the fact that the boys are questionable with their enhanced interrogation tactics and looking for dead bodies. So, but I think to probably keep an eye on them. So I'll give it a 3.
They're very peripheral characters, though, I would say.
And Reach,
Rosencrantz and Guildenstern of a haunted doll story. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, not big, is it? I mean, it's
not imagine.
It's reasonably big in the haunted doll community, which is a big community.
It's a
massive community. Yeah, it's bigger than. I was reading Time magazine, and they said it's bigger than J-pop.
So there you go.
Yeah, but not as big as K-pop.
Nothing's bigger than K-pop.
It literally it sits tightly sandwiched in
the two.
most influencing cultural phenomena. Got J-pop, Haunted Dolls, K-pop, Taylor Swift.
Yeah. I top them all.
So based on its reach being bigger than J-pop, less than K-pop, I'm gonna give it a 5 now.
Yeah, I'm gonna go a bit less. I think it's I just don't see any. There's plenty of other Haunted Doll things. Those I don't know that it's that well known outside of Australia. It's 200 years old, but I think only we found it like a few years back, and it looks like there's only short stories on the internet about it. So, well, I'll give it a 3.
3. So that gives us an overall score of 43 as we swung wildly from overscoring to underscoring.
Yeah.
So if you're a Haunted Doll, feel free to get in touch at legends.podcast@gmail.com. But yeah, that's it. So
leave a review if you want.
It'd be nice if you did.
Be all right, wouldn't it?
Nearly 3 years in and we haven't had anything.
Stars.
Be good if you did, yeah.
A few people get in touch, but yeah.
Yeah, but still leave a review.
Far between. Oh, that's true, yeah.
Cool. All right. Yeah, that'd be nice if you could do that. But otherwise, enjoy. The spring weather seems to be slowly coming here.
Its way up. Yeah.
So
hope it's nice wherever you are.
Yeah, hope it's nice.
If you're in Walla Walla listening.
If you're in Walla Walla, it'd be the autumn weather.
Yeah.
But
enjoyable, I'm sure.
That biting sun, that Australian sun, will be going now, and you can kind of wear factor 30 instead of factor 50.
Yeah.
And another year's gone by without melanoma. So excellent stuff. And enjoy yourself.
We're sorry for you and hope it'll gets treated.
Yeah, I mean that's from Neil, not from me. I'm indifferent.
Okay.
So we love you all, and we'll be back next week with Not a Haunted Doll. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
It's an urban legend. Oh yeah. Girls are great. Oh, I'd give them my best. White and white, please, John. Oh, it's dangerous, that rag. You owe me a monkey.